Hello! In this video I'm going to be outlining some of the most important traits that you need to understand to improve yourself as a team player or generally improve your team if you're planning to compete. Overwatch, which I'm sure by now you have realised is a very team-based game, and honestly what I'm about to talk about you're not really going to be able to use efficiently if you're planning to play in public by yourself, because all the team play generally goes out the window in that scenario. But if you are playing with a team of friends, or as I said previously you're planning to compete in Overwatch, then this video will hopefully be useful for you. These tips that I'm going to go over in this video are in no particular order of importance because they are all important, so let's get started. The first tip is about engaging and disengaging. This is something that is relevant to Overwatch's MOBA side. As a team you want to be attacking at the correct moments. This is true for both attacking and the defending sides. In the example I'm going to show you, my team is playing in the ESL Opening Cup. As you're about to see and hear, we get engaged on first, knowing that the chances of us winning this fight are slim. Instead of taking the fight regardless, we decide to call and fall back to regroup.
I'm gonna ulti behind you.
Let me know
when.
Are you guys ready?
Need to touch my shield. Wait, back up.
The shield up there though.
I'm dead.
Me too.
Yeah, it's fine.
I didn't waste my ult, so
regroup.
I got 86 and over.
Okay.
Everyone here?
With falling back and regrouping, we're able to quickly assess the situation and talk about what ults they use, such as the McCree ult. Knowing this information, we're able to go into the next fight with full numbers, and with the focus correct, we're able to quickly finish out the game. As I said previously, this is also true for the defending side. Although you are defending, you still need to be attacking, taking map control and wiping them out as a team. In this example, we again get engaged on. Although we could have actually taken the fight to them here, we decide to disengage and then re-engage back to win the fight with an ult combination.
They're gonna rush there.
Yeah, disengage if they rush.
Oh, I was done.
Oh!
Nice one, dude. Okay, going now, going. Come back, everyone, come back.
One more here. There's a Muzzy behind. Muzzy's behind.
Nice ult there.
So my conclusion for this tip really is just the obvious, that you should be working as a team. You don't need to attack alone or make hero plays, just wait for your team, group, attack as a unit, and also defend as a unit. The next tip is about fighting with an advantage. By this I mean use your numbers. If you're in a situation, which you will be many times, where at any time it feels like a fight could break loose, and then somebody on your team randomly kills somebody, meaning you have a 6 versus 5 advantage, this gives you a window to attack where you have more people, so your chances of winning that fight are greatly increased for a couple of seconds. This of course ties into the previous engaging tip. If you are about to attack and then the enemy Widowmaker, for example, kills one of your team, you can fall back and disengage and wait until you're 6 again. I'm not saying that this is the case every single time. It also is very situational, but it's just a general rule that you can follow. Here's an example of my team exploiting the advantage.
Go back.
I'm on the other side, they're gonna cut me off.
He's dead.
Push forward
now, they lost one.
Okay, yeah.
No one can hide from my sight.
I'm gonna go for Mercy.
Your faces, guys.
Mercy
dead. The show's low, never mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, McCree behind, you got me.
I know.
Behind you.
Yeah, I got one.
He's hunting.
He's dead.
Nice.
I'm dead, by the way.
I have my ult.
The next tip is height advantage. This one may seem a bit strange, but let me explain. As a quick note, this isn't really something you're bound to see in public games, as I mentioned earlier. This is really only for coordinated team play. Height in this game when engaging gives a pretty huge advantage. You'll often see higher tier or pro teams setting up in places on the map to engage which hold the height advantage. The reason for this is not only because it's more difficult to aim up, but it allows the team with the height to engage really well on the team below. You have obviously the height, the jump, you can reach the DPS, the support easily, you can basically pick your targets. This can make it very difficult for the attacking team to deal with when they're being jumped on and being scattered in all different directions. This tip is way more relevant to payload maps than King of the Hill. There are places in each map which are favoured for this type of advantage because it allows you to constantly attack really well from the position. This ties us into our next point, which is choke points. Choke points basically exist in every FPS game and have since the beginning of time. They're places on the map which attackers find it hard to get through because they're usually like smaller corridors or spaces. They don't allow for much movement and are difficult to escape from if you're caught in them. These areas of the map are ideal for the defending team to attack the enemy team due to the payload stopping there or being slow, meaning they continuously have to fight in this area and they'll always have a disadvantage, which is where heroes such as Junkrat can really shine. On top of this, there are areas in some maps where the best choke points happen to be under a ledge or a walkway, again giving the defending team the height advantage, so you can see how these two work hand in hand for the defending team. A lot of top tier teams will even wait and allow the attacking team to push the payload to a certain area on the map where they will gain this advantage before attacking so they can keep the payload in that area. To illustrate this, I will use one of the most obvious examples, which is the first point on Watchpoint Gibraltar with Rogue and Creation Esports.
Wow, and D.Va immediately going to try and take aerial dominance and stop Rogue from getting that action up above, and it looks like that's going to successfully do it for them. Bromas just sitting with D.Va on top of the payload, and this does mean the Creation Esports actually have quite an easy time getting underneath the bridge, but the question, as always on Watchpoint Gibraltar, is how easily are they going to be able to come out the other end, reinforced, looking like he's going to be leading the line to stop them from doing just that.
The last tip for this video is focusing targets. I can't explain enough how important focusing and killing the correct targets in teamfights are. I can't really go into much depth on this in this video because every role and hero has a different job once it comes to the teamfights, but as an example, if you're a DPS player, it can be very appealing once a Reinhardt, for example, is close to you and he seems like a big target, so you should just hit him. But in teamfights, you really need to be focusing on the enemy DPS, or if close enough and she hasn't used her Resurrect ultimate, then Mercy. Having the wrong focus in teamfights can lose you fights, and you could be sat there wondering, well, I just killed their Reinhardt that was on me, so why are we losing the fight? It's because the focus was wrong. This again is something you will probably have difficulty doing in public gameplay, but even as an individual you can improve your ability to focus the right targets, and even if your team aren't, it will help. Now, I'm not saying that it's possible just to run in and kill the enemy DPS for any class and focus the right targets. It's not always as simple as that. It is entirely situational. It's up to you to make the right calculations to what the most efficient play you can make is. As an example, in this clip we have double Winston. We know the enemy team is going to be playing in the standard height advantage position, so the chances of me actually reaching the DPS is very slim unless I shoot from range where I'm not as effective. Reinhardt drops out in front of me, so I can flash over his shield and kill him easily, and then I can help my team mop up for the rest of the enemy team. I know why I'm killing Reinhardt and Lucio, that the enemy DPS is focused on my Winston, so we take the point very quickly. So that's it for this video. I know these tips are very broad, but they are just tips. I'm not telling you how to play the game. I will be making a lot more videos like this one, going into more depth on certain things, as well as videos on each hero. So if you did find this useful, feel free to subscribe, and thank you for watching.
Am I jumping in now?
Sniper's inside the house.
Yeah.
Are we jumping forward? Yeah, go my point, Let's go. My crease need to come closer.
I'm dead.
Jump out slow HP, I'm dead. He's in the house.
They're dead.